Well, hello, folks. And give me a moment to bring up the... Oop, that's the wrong list. Give me yet another additional moment to bring up the... There's the list. Okay. And so, welcome to another Wednesday where we will be ranking yet another puzzle game for the Game Boy. Slightly improved the lighting. And this week we are going to, doing things a little out of sequence. We've got 46 games on the list here, all the way up at number 1, Tetris, all the way down to Frankie, Joe, and Dirk on the tiles. And perhaps most notably, over here at number 32, we have Bust-A-Move 2 Arcade Edition. And today we are going to be playing Bust-A-Move 3 DX Arcade Edition. It says Arcade Edition on the credit screen, not in the game. Anyway, at first blush, these two games, to me, they just seem to be honestly identical. It was just the same game, but with a few differences. I don't think that's actually the case. I do think this is a different game, but you really would have to play them side by side in order to really notice the differences, if I'm being honest. And so prior to the stream, that's what I was doing. I just sat down and played about 20 minutes of Bust-A-Move 2, just to get a sense for what was going on in that game, so that when we come into this one, we'll have a clearer sense of where this one's going to go. And that's what we're doing now. So let's hop on over, get this thing. Now see on this screen it says Bust-A-Move 3 DX, trademark, Arcade Edition. So, I don't know. Not that it matters all that much. So right out we do have an option screen. I don't know what challenge is. We'll start with arcade. 5 rounds only, okay. Yeah, 2.5? Don't know what that is either. We'll just play on normal. And so this screen, pretty much the same. I'm curious what these little guys are all about. We're gonna jump over here. But then you get into the game screen here, and it's kind of the same. Like, the biggest difference... that's Bub or Bob, I'm not sure, but... he's redrawn to look much nicer. I keep looking at the next window and thinking that's the one that's about to jump out. Much like I did just there. Anyway. There we go. So I do have to admit, this looks a little nicer. Sounds a little nicer. Kinda has the exact same accessibility problem, though. In that the different bubbles are quite difficult to tell apart. And it is pretty much the same graphics on those. Okay. This is a little different and not better. Oh, nope. I didn't count. Yeah, if I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be doing here, that is an altogether accurate assessment of what is going on. Especially right now. I guess we are technically seeing gameplay differences. Now, whatever the heck is going on wasn't in the previous game. At least not that I saw in the 20 minutes I was playing it. 'Cause I've only been playing this for like 8 minutes. Okay, so what's the deal with these little guys? Okay, so it looks like every time the stack lowers, the meter fills up a little bit. This is really tight, like... This is an interesting idea on paper. Took a hell of a long time to get some actual breathing room in here. I think this might also be a case where I would need to sit down and play some more of the console versions. So, Bust a Move, it's a game that typically gets... You know, it's an arcade game primarily, so yeah, difficulty ramps up at a pretty quick pace. I think part of the problem here is that, again, like, I don't have that much experience with the franchise. You know, this isn't necessarily my first rodeo, but definitely not something I've put tens of hours into either. I don't really know, like, what would be considered, like, the safe strats in a game like this, you know? I guess I'm trying to reach that flashy thing. That's still not it? Whew. Good idea in paper. I'm not so sure about the execution. Oh, come on. You really don't get room. I did that thing again. Okay, really gotta make this shot count. And it didn't make a difference. Lovely. Of course, as soon as we continue, it gives us our little tracer here. I don't think that's gonna help too much. Okay, it's helping more than I was expecting. Ugh, still tight though. Also have to admit, there is something... Maybe insulting is not the right word. But there is a degree to which I think the game's being just a bit unfair by having that little animation of Bob or whoever, you know, like jumping up and down and panicking. It does kind of feel like my ability to deal with that is at least somewhat limited. Hey, Bo. I've decided that's your name. This is my favorite tune in the game. Put this here. Bonus is nothing. Yeah, and the small screen, and also, you know, the lack of color, and the fact that you have to kind of rely on sort of these little shapes and patterns. I really only have familiarity with, like, the first couple games. So, like, I don't know if there are, you know, like, quality of life improvements in later entries that I'm not aware of. Because I've already ranked Bust-A-Move 2 for the Game Boy. And this one seems to only have kind of marginal improvements. Get this guy over here. I think the version of this I played the most would have been a game called Snood? Like Snoods on Vacation or something like that. Kind of the same concept, but with a kind of a wide playfield. That went alright. Well, for all my sitting here whining and complaining about how tough this is, I am making progress. Oh. That was effective. Okay, if I make this shot, not much happens. Yeah, it's these triangle ones that I'm waiting on. Hey, Jessica! Yeah, I think I mentioned that like a couple minutes ago that this track in particular has always been my favorite in the Bust-A-Move franchise. I don't think I'm in trouble, though. Yeah, still not making that shot. Well, at the same time, I should probably find out what challenge mode is, and just take a peek at some of these other settings. This does have an easy mode. I don't know what that does, necessarily. There it is. It's number 10. Challenge. Character select. Okay, this is I'm gonna go with emo hair over here. Stage 1. Let's clear. Let's clear 5 rounds. Even if you fail, you can advance to the next stage. Okay. So I kind of wasn't sure what to expect from challenge mode, but I guess it's theoretically possible that this is kind of where the real meat of the game is. does this lead us? Oh, that's oops. Get him out of there, though. Well, I think I just made a mess of this. But anyway. Bonus is nothing. It doesn't fit in there at all. Which raises the question... Okay, so we can do that. Okay, so, I got nothing. Rounds cleared, 4 out of 5. Average time, 99. Bubbles used, bubbles broken. Stage 2, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry as quickly as you can. Well, I mean, you certainly wouldn't want to hurry slowly. Bonus is nothing. Okay, that happened. Well, it's getting close to the 50-minute mark, so I'm just going to reset this and just check something else. Taito, Acclaim, Probe. What does yeah 2.5 mean? Was this just... And these do seem to be largely... Oop. Still doing that thing. This is just arcade mode, but without those other types of stages? Maybe? Yeah, you do kind of hear those fast arpeggios in the music, which is sort of your clearest indication that at least some of the work on this game was being done by a UK developer. Guess I'm just gonna... I should probably just keep my opinions on UK game development to myself. Okay, so yeah, I think this is just arcade mode, but without the sort of the weird other gameplay mechanics. That's my theory, anyway. I'm not 100% sure. Let's jump back over here now. Wait, seriously? You do curl? That's awesome. I watch curling sometimes, but honestly, I don't entirely understand the rules. But, like, if someone absolutely wants to watch sports of any kind, I think the curling would be one of the ones I would pick. So, right out of the gate, this game does have more going for it than Bust-A-Move 2. It's got more modes, it's got more just mechanics, it's just got more stuff, and for the most of the new things are, if not improvements, they're things that at least add a little more variety. On the other hand, it does have kind of the same accessibility problems, we'll say, as the other Game Boy Bust-A-Move games. So it kind of runs into the same issue of, you know, great game, but maybe this isn't the way you would want to play it. And I think to that end, it's it has to go higher than Bust-A-Move 2 on the list, but I don't know how much higher. So it's definitely, it falls below the humans, which is a thing I don't usually say. The question is it enough of an improvement to be better than either Boulder Dash or Gearworks? And frankly, I think the answer is no. It is a better game, but it is held back by kind of the same problems. So Bust-A-Move 3DX. Better than Bust-A-Move 2 Arcade Edition. And that is going to be me for this evening. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Bo, for coming by. Thanks for chatting and what have you. Let's see who there is to raid. Oh, yeah, it looks like Wandering Newbie is still playing through Phantasy Star 4. So, yeah, we'll hop back in over there. It continues to be, I mean, it's Phantasy Star 4. It's a fantastic game. I will be back with live improvised music tomorrow night. I will be back with music production on Saturday night. And then I will be doing the usual stuff next week. So more Inindo and Azure Dreams on Monday, the finale of Dragon View on Tuesday, and then another puzzle game on Wednesday. So until then, thank you once again. And as always, I do hope to see you next time. So bye for now.